Welcome to this course on competency-based human resource management. I am Natalie, your instructor for the course. Before we begin with learning how to get started with competency-based HRM, let us first understand what are competencies and why do we need to understand them. Most times, your organization hires or trains people on skills they need to perform tasks to accomplish business goals. Isn't that enough? Then why are we talking about competencies? Have you ever had an experience when you hired a person who sounded very promising at first, but then when actual work started, you were not happy with the performance? This is not uncommon. It happens many times. But then, whose fault is that? The person you hired or the process of hiring itself? Let's take an example to understand what really could go wrong in such situations. When we hire a person, we mostly look for technical skills the person has. For example, if we want to hire a developer, we might want to know if the person has the skills to write a program in JavaScript. But is that enough? What about the developer's capability to understand the business process that he or she needs to align with the code? What about the ability to communicate with and understand project managers? Don't these things matter? I once knew a guy named Raj. He was a fresh pass-out from a college and had only recently joined the company. After spending just 1 week, he got himself into a trouble. My extremely strict boss asked him to do something which he could not do as per her expectations. The boss was very upset and wanted to release him. I suggested her that we should give him another chance, as he is sincere, and I promised to train him. His job was to sort out customer complaints, find out the genuine ones from the ones that had no real ground, ones with missing information, and so on. Turned out, while he was very well aware of the process and had the skill to perform the job, he had a few things missing. Technically, he knew the steps and how to complete tasks without mistakes. However, sorting out a bundle of hundreds of complaints also needed him to have some functional tactics, such as sorting complaints based on patterns, so that they could be categorized faster. Also, there was a behavior challenge. He had the habit of continuously working on complaints since morning till evening and would get exhausted by the second half, which affected his speed. I suggested him to prioritize tasks and do time boxing. Within 1 week, his performance was improved and he felt more confident. And then came an event for which I had to travel to another city for 2 days. My boss looked troubled again. She was concerned, what would he do without me, as she saw him often coming to me for asking doubts while he did his job, but I assured her that he would do well, and I would stay in touch with him on a call. Unfortunately, I got too busy in the new city and could not check on him even once. But when I came back, I was surprised. He came to me, and with an excitement in his tone, he told me that he completed a lot of 200 complaints, while I had given him a target of only a 100, and was even able to point out mistakes that usually go unnoticed. Turned out that he had a very good eye for details. After this incident, my boss was also very happy with him and confirmed his employment within a few months. So, what could you make out about the new guy and about his competencies from the story? Did you see a gap in him? Do you feel he was at fault to carry the lack of skills? Truth is that it is not really the fault of the new joinees if he is unable to do certain things because, while hiring itself, you did not really test the guy for those capabilities. You just selected the guy on the basis of technical skills. Did you ever think about what behavior expectations you had from the guy while hiring? Did you check if the person had the right knowledge beyond a specific skill? Did you check his attitude and not just aptitude? If not, then you can't really blame the people you hire, because it is then your mistake. And if you have done the mistake, whose responsibility is it to correct it? Yours, of course. You just have 2 choices. Either hire the right person with all needed competencies, train the hired person to imbibe or provide. Now that you have seen why just technical skills are not enough, and we need more, let us simplify this by understanding what are competencies. There are several different theories that explain competencies in different ways, but the simplest and most popular is the KSA model, which simply states that a competency, knowledge, plus skills, plus attitude, where skills include technical, functional, and behavioral skills. Now, what is this knowledge? Don't we already need to have the knowledge to carry any skill? For example, a video editor would have the knowledge about editing. Actually, it goes beyond the knowledge that is attached with a technology or tool. For example, a UI/UX designer using Figma might already know about UI elements that can be created on Figma, but he or she must also have the knowledge of what kind of designs are most popular, perhaps even know the color psychology to understand how choice of specific colors can impact users, and understanding of design thinking to better understand user experience and design accordingly. Let me make this even simpler. Do you remember that you used to have a subject called science until 10th STD, but then it got divided into chemistry, biology, and physics? While all together form science, individually, they are different. Just like that, you can understand knowledge, skills, and attitude as three sub-areas of competencies that also stand out separately. Hope that you now have a good understanding of what are competencies and why do we require to understand them for effective human resource management. In the next module, we will dig a little deeper into the concept of competencies and understand what if competency-based HRM. Until then, have a good day.